Alright guys, we are in the garage right now. I'm starting to finish up on top this front fender. I do still have this lip to cut off because it's a little bit uneven from the driver's side. I measured out the driver's side and I saw that it was 1 inch all the way across, and I forgot that when I did the passenger side I left a lot of room for error and I didn't grind it down when I was done with it, so it's a little bit off. So I'm just gonna mark out that 1 inch and try to get it as straight as possible. And then I started to work on the body of the car, so I do have a couple of places that I started to kind of patch up and put some primer down just to make sure that it was smooth. So this is what the car looks like right now. I tried to kind of map out where the 1 inch is, but it's not perfect. I'm gonna use a ruler and then just double check that everything is, I guess, as straight as I can get it, and then we'll start cutting. We went to Reno, and while we were up there we went to Summit Racing. I went and picked up some quick latches, like the actual quick latch release brand, because my bumpers are falling on and off, and a couple of people on Instagram said that it could be because I'm using the eBay special. I think they're like $25 for a pack of 4, and the quick latch release ones were $25 each, so they're a bit more expensive than the eBay ones, but they're supposed to have a lot better hold. So I'm gonna put them on top of the car and see if there's some kind of difference, because I think that's the reason the bumpers got beat up so much, is because it kept falling off. So I'm just gonna put them on and then see how they look. Latches on top of the car now, and it feels like it has a way better hold. So I guess the real test will be when we start driving the car around and seeing if the bumper falls off as easily, but I'm pretty sure it should hold on pretty good now. I'm just gonna start going around the car and just start marking everything off that I need to repair or fix, just because the car did get damaged a lot since we painted it, just doing the engine swap, driving it around. So I'm gonna just use a Sharpie and start marking everything off. Right here. So it's kind of hard to tell, but there's a faint line over here, and this part irritated me the most after the car was painted, so I know I definitely want to fix this. And then I just didn't go high enough, I guess, in grit or sand enough to get rid of the scratches underneath in just this section, so I'm marking this off. For the rear flares, I didn't mark anything off because I know that I'm gonna need to come back and pretty much do the whole thing again. The Minervas that are on top of the car right now are 18 by 12. I'm not too sure the offset of it, but the 326 wheels that we're going to be running after the car is painted is 18 by 12.5 -59. And when I tested it on top of the car, well, without the tires, it stuck out maybe about a good 3 to 4 inches. And I'm not too sure how it's going to look like when the tires are actually on the wheels, but we do have some coming in a couple of days, so I guess we'll kind of get a better idea of where the car is actually going to sit. And I kind of want it to be the same fitment that it is right now. I'm gonna need to see what I can do with camber, maybe add a little bit more camber, but I know that I'm gonna need to cut up the car, so I'm thinking of either just straight cutting the whole flare off and starting again with the bigger flare, or if I want to just cut the lip off and run a little bit of poke, or maybe do a cut between the fender and the lip and just kind of extend it a little bit and use some sheet metal to kind of patch that section up. So I guess there's a lot of different ways that we can make these wheels fit. I just don't know exactly what I want to do yet, and it's kind of hard to tell without the tires being on the wheels and actually test fitting them on the car. So when we get to that, then we'll kind of make our final decision, but for now that's kind of where we're at with the flares. There's some good chips right here. Let's see where else. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, and even in person you can't really tell, but this mirror is a different color than the rest of the car. I originally painted this side and that side as like my test samples to kind of see what color I wanted to do on the car, but this one I added a lot of gold pearl in it, and for some reason it looks really yellow and it almost makes the car look dull, or makes the color look dull. So I didn't end up putting pearl in the rest of the car. So this one is a little bit different, so I will paint that as well. And on top, this fender, one of these and one of these. This fender is not too bad. It has 3 little spots. Oh, one more, 4. The hood is good, and also the roof is good. One of the things that I really want to find a solution for, because I don't really know how to fix it or what I would even use to fix it, is the molding on top of the window. So on most 240s, or at least the 2 that I've owned, the window trims don't have little pieces here and there, and it irritates me. I'm really trying to figure out what to do with it. I want to see if Blaine's ones are on there. No way, his are good. No way. Even my S13, it had brakes inside of the window trim. So I'm not too sure what you even do to fix that. Maybe it was just the 240s I had. I don't know. I thought Blaine's one would have been cracked too, but I guess it's just mine. So I'm not too sure what I want to do yet. I kind of don't want to mess with it too much because front windshields, I guess all the glass on top of this car is really hard to find, so I don't want to mess with it too much. So that's kind of on the list to figure out what I want to do. And then for the passenger side, I'm not too sure how it even got on the car, but there was a huge line dent. I don't know what to call it, but it was a line dent. It went from here all the way to the edge of the door. I'm not too sure even what caused it, but it was there, and I just fixed it up, put some primer on it after just to make sure that it was kind of as smooth as I could get it. And then before we go and paint the car, I'll sand it down one more time just to make sure that it's smooth. So that's kind of where we're at with the car right now. I'm sure down the line I'll remember some things that I'm forgetting right now, but that's kind of the rough draft of what I need to do to the car. But for the most part, I kind of just want to get the wheels really fitted and down in, and then we can go and do all of the little stuff later. So the tires are supposed to come in about a week or so. I know that tires have been out of stock everywhere, so I'm having such a hard time finding tires for the fronts. But I can't wait to get those ones on too, because I'm pretty sure that those should fit without more than suspension modification, or like I can just adjust the arms that are already on top of the car and they should be good. Hopefully I don't need to cut the front fenders up, because I'm just kind of dreading doing the rear, that I kind of don't want to add on to that right now. So I guess we'll see when the tires come in how everything looks, but I'm super stoked. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us, for coming back each week. We appreciate you guys. Follow us on Instagram. I'll have our links right here. It's just Christine Nojeri and Blaine Nojeri. So we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out and stay good.